Oh, I'm alive. Yeah. Yippee. So, you probably should do the whole thing where it's like, you know, give it. That's probably what they do the whole, like, streamers do the whole, like, waiting a few minutes beforehand so they can get stuff prepared. But, I don't have anything for that. Probably easy enough to do. Just throw some stuff together. Whatever. Well, either way, what I will be doing is just showing off a little bit on human benchmark, which is, just show off some certain skills of like memory and well, let me look at a few things here. Got ads. Yeah, sequence memory, reaction time, all this stuff. I'll be doing these ones, the sequence, number, verbal, chimp, and visual. I'll not be doing reaction time, aim trainer, typing because I am not a fast typer, so that's just be sad. And I'm also doing this on a laptop, so aim trainer reaction time likely won't be very good. So I'll just be doing these four and showing how high I can get. First of all, there we go. Music. I think it's fine there. I think first, mm, I'll start off with verbal memory. I'll be just doing this a few times each to see how high I can get it. New album, yeah, taste, yeah, album, the taste, smallization. Eternal, Informus, Housemaid, Silences, Pervert, Hearing, Habitus, Housemaid, Leonardo, Reverse, Housemaid, Aftertastes. Address, Interpretation, Sense of Hum, Queries, Straggling, Eternal, Angelus, World, Pettis, Aftertastes. Feature, Aftertaste, Straggling, Non-Malignant, Satisfaction, Meow. Frick. Frick. Alright. Anyway, 67. Still very high. But this is not good. This one is not me forced. Emotionalist, chemist, harshness, therapy, toxin, millions, wants, rums, speaking, millions. Level, mod me, stabilize. Frick. I know I can do better. This is just uh I don't know. But I know I can definitely yeah, that's a what's with this inconsistency? I know I can do better. I know I can get it very high. Inclusive. Transform. I knew that felt wrong. I know I can get it higher. We saw the first one, 67. I don't know why I'm so low. What's going on here? Why is it so low? Yeah, I'm just like, whatever. Oh, what? Why did I click new? That was the old one. Yeah. Hmm. I'm making some like weird mistakes. I don't know as to why. Hmm. Fill it. Okay. I don't know what's going on. I know I can get this higher. I've done this before. I don't know as to why it's so low. Like, yeah, I know that 40 is still high, as we can see here. Yeah, like, I'm still getting relatively high numbers, but still, it feels so wrong. I know I can get it higher. I just have to believe. Focus. Chaser. Tip. Yes. Castle. House. F here. Yeah. Kill. Some. Isom. Chaser. Button. Least. Second. Just a few. Backful. Extend. Faster. Some. Tons. Some. Hobos. Second. Wow. All right, that was better. That was better. See what I can do. I know I can do so much better, but like for some reason my mind keeps blanking. I don't know as to why. I know I can get it higher. Seriousness? Really? Seriousness? Okay, what's going on here? Okay, something's going on here. My mind's not up to it. Because I know I can get this higher. You saw 74, but then I'm getting 14. Okay? Something's going on. I don't know. Why is my mind not functioning? Position. Unjust. Licensing. Cultic. Licensing. Ability. Slims. SARS. Not Westerly. Position. Snatchier. SARS. Murex. Differentially. Slims. Differentially. Backfuls. Blacks. Hardy. Unjust. Slims. Snatchier. Position. Irredeemability. Powers. Devours. Slims. Murex. Properties. Yeah, I knew it. Obscurement. Eloquent. Prompters. Catnap. Victualers. Ability, experiment. Oh, that was half of my peak. What is going on here? I know I can get this higher. I know this can be better. But I don't know what's going on. Why is it not? What's going on with my mind? It can get high. It can get good. Why isn't it happening then? Alright, see? I can get 76. Hmm. Now let me get out of this. I need something better. Because for some reason my mind's blanking then. Let me do one. Chimp test. I'm good at this one. One, two. This is where it starts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5. This one is partially luck because it's much easier to remember it sometimes than others. It's the location of the blocks drastically changes how easy this is. See? Alright. Yeah, like this. This is just like, what is this? There we go. And so this one, chance to remember 9 digits over 90% of the time. So around like 9-ish, it's like what's expected because they generally outperform humans. Oh look, what is this? Come on. What I try to do is like remember a pattern of where I click. So go here, go through this, and here. Okay. Remember the pattern. Okay, this isn't too bad. Yeah. Go here, here, and outside. Just the inside. 2, then outside. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the outside, and bam. Oh, come on. What is this pattern? Oh, I need to go like here. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Simple. And then go here, here, like that. 7, 8, 9, 10. 7, 9. Okay. 2, 6. Oh, thank you for following. I'm just trying to get some high scores here. Right now I'm doing the on human benchmark. Right now I'm doing the chimp test at the moment, which is you have to remember the order of these. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Well, here you have to remember the order, but as soon as you start clicking one, they disappear. So I'm trying to remember a good pattern to do this. 1, 2, 5. Alright. Alright, we got that one. We got to 12. Now to 13. Alright, at least that line is fairly simple. Yeah. Right, 9. Because at 9, 10, 11, 12, so that's a very simple, like 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, it's a simple line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then that's a simple line. Okay. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then that. And then that line. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the line. Bam! Alright. All the way up to 14. Alright. This is when it starts getting real difficult. Okay. 1, 2. Oh, this is so annoying when it's like this, because if it was the other way around, it would be much easier, because I could just go up, but no. 7, 8, 9. Oh, this is a very difficult one, because it's very easy when there's a simple line where I can just go 10, 11, 12, but having to like double back is incredibly difficult. Gotta look at this kind of stuff. But no, like down here, here, probably there. Bam, bam, bam. And there's a line there. Probably glue there. Alright, let me try to remember this line. Alright. Bam. Alright. I'll do 15. And oh god. This line sucks. Because 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and that, so I'm going to skip that. 1 to 2, oof. This is a very difficult one, because 1 to 2 here, then 3 to 4 here. There's no simple line here. Oh god. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So it's got to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh god. Okay. Alright. Ooh, that was good. That was good. That was good. Ooh. And now it's just like exponentially more difficult. Because like 1 or 2 it's simple, but as it gets more, so many more combinations are possible, so it's like exponentially more difficult. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh god, this is even more difficult. None of the lines here clean. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then skip that to 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15, 14, 15, 16. Okay, let me see. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That has to be line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and that. Alright. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I keep so many of the lines are like from one side to the other, so it being like near each other is tripping me up slightly. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh god, I'm getting so far. I'm so close. Alright. I'm already at 17. Yeah, this is an incredible run that I've been going through for 17. I mean, for the chimp test. Oh god. Oh. Probably should move me slightly. There we go. Because then 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Not the nicest line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 5, 6. Ooh, that's far away. 6. Then 7, 8. 9, 10. At least that's easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we skip. Okay. So I have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's gonna have to be the line. It's gonna be slightly difficult, but it can be done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9, 10, 11, 13, 14. Okay. Alright. Oh god. I'm doing so well here. I don't know what was happening with the verbal memory, because I know I can do better than that. As you can kind of see here. But I'm doing so well. Oh god. Oh god. This has been such a good run. Oof. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, this is. The lines here are kind of alright. Because then 1, 2, 3. So I can go bam. And 4, 5. Then 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, the line here is actually pretty good. Oh god. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17. Oh! Oh my god, this is getting so far. I'm gonna lose any moment now. There's no way I can keep this going. This has been too good of a run. I'm getting all the way up to 19. Oh god. There's no way I'm keeping this run. There's no way. I keep having to like move me, so like everything else is, all the fucking blocks are visible. Oh. But it's just going so well. There's no way this keeps. This is the farthest I've ever gone. I'm all the way up to 19. There's no way this lasts. Oh, God. Well, let me try. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, these lines are bad. 1, 2. But luckily, I get 3 tries. Like, there's like 3 attempts. Chimpanzee test is a test of working memory made famous by a study that found that chimpanzees consistently outperform humans on this task. In the study, the chimps consistently outperformed humans, and some chimps were able to remember 9 digits over 90% of the time. Which, the fact that 9 digits is big really shows a lot. That means that most humans can't remember 9 digits, and I'm all the way up to 19. Oh God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I think that has to be a line. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, then 16, 17, 18, 19. I think that's the line. 2, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Go here. Then that. Okay. Oh God. I just gotta hope. I just have to hope this works. It's so close. You can see it. I could get to 20. This is already a high score for me. I expect to get to maybe 16 and then break. I did not expect this. Hmm? Oh, it was the other one. I was so close. That was so close, though. And this seems interesting. Okay. This does not seem particularly good, but I believe I can get to 20. I got 2 more attempts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, then 16, 17, 18. Okay. I think I have that line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I think that there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I think that's how it needs to be done. I got a 20! Oh god, what the frick is... Oh my god, this is so high. I need a second. My brain is not functioning here, man. Oh god. I kind of feel like just being like quitting because this is getting so much. Well, I have to believe. For the noombas, I have to believe. This has just been a god run. I don't know how or why I'm doing so well. I figured out the strat. Oh god. This is crazy. I did not expect to get anywhere near this far. I have no clue what's been happening. But let's give it a shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I think that's probably how it needs to be done. Of like 1, 2, go from 1, 2, so 3 down, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I think that's how it needs to be done. Okay. Frick, it was there. Oh, I clicked. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So this bit here is gonna be... I don't know if I'm able to get past 20, but the fact they even got here is incredible. Frick. I'm saving that score. Top 99%. That's incredible. I did not expect to get anywhere near this. I've done this before on a separate account, I think. It wasn't saved, it was just like, God, should I freaking sign up here to save this score? I think I want to, man, but how good just the chimp test was. You know what? I'm gonna do that. Give me a second. I need to permanently save that score. Sign up. Alright. It's saved. I got that. That was. I didn't. It's just incredible. I did not expect that. I guess I really am proving how smart the noombas are. That I can get anywhere near that. It's incredible. I guess now. Sequence. Bam. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. When it starts backtracking is when it becomes difficult. And when it's not connected. When it's connected and like moving, it's much easier. Bam. Ah, is 14 even good? Yeah, 14 is pretty good. I'll save it. Yeah, 83 percentile. That's still pretty good. I'll take it. Visual memory. I've done this a bit in visual memory and verbal memory. I'm also pretty good at. Number memory, I'm like average at. Whew. That's just incredible. I did not expect to get anywhere near that. This is just pretty much just a fully remembering where everything was. It's easier when they're like connected than like spread out. But speed is very important because the longer you take, the more it starts to fade from your memory. Frick. It's here. Frick. Alright. 14. Still pretty good. I'll save it. Yeah, 77 percentile of the time. Number memory. I'm like, at this. 9. 56. 579. 68. 52. 65. 65. 96. 8. 5. 96. 8. Alright. And the average, I think, is around like 7. So I think pretty reliably get 7, but I can't get much more farther than 58, 96, 18. 58, 96, 18. 58, 96, 18. 58, 96, 18. 50, 22, 63, 4. 50, 22, 63, 4. 50, 22, 63, 4. 50, 22, 63, 4. 50, 22, 63, 4. After this, it's pure luck. Alright. 95, 410, 860. 95, 410, 860. 95, 410, 860. 95, 410, 860. 95, 410, 860. It's easier when it's like, when there's like 3 where it's like, oh, 410. 675, 191, 696. 675, 191, 696. 675, 675, 191, 696. I was so close. Ooh. But technically, that's like average. I think the percentiles against the people who've played this, which probably skews a bit higher. Let me try this one more time. Starter, friends, starter, family, for friends, quintal, doubled, quintal, separate, sliders, stubborn, doubles. Sliders. See, that's what I can do. I can get 100. I don't know why I was crumbling so much earlier. Oof. I can see, like I can get some high stuff here. Like 108 freaking giant. I don't know what was happening with me earlier, where I couldn't get that. But this is what I can do. I can get this high. Now let me visual memory and get it higher. How difficult the square. No, no, no. I can get this higher. Believe in me. I can. Yeah, you should leave like the big blocks because those are like easy to do. There's some like super small because for us to go here, go accidentally one down, I'll be fine. So I try to pick off the little small ones first. Um, okay, that was better. Yeah, see, 90th percentile. I think the more you do it, the higher it increases. If you do it once, it's like ooh, but even if it's like the same number, if it's like high enough, it'll increase the amount. So let me try this one again. 82, 760, 2163, 36625, 88, 4355. It's easy to deal when there's like the same number. 74, 39, 656, 74, 35, 656, 74, 39, 656, 79, 41, 5961, 79, 41, 5961, 79, 41, 9, 41, 5961. Nah. These ones here, like, I'm not a fast typer. I'm not used to it. Aim trainer. I'm doing this on laptop. The same with reaction time. But look at those. Oof. These four. A beaut. Four one three eight six. 744 535. Give me a second. 6347. Oh, hello. Nice to see you again. And these are the glasses. They're very cool. Very stylish. Yeah. These are the glasses I can put me on. The meme like, heck yeah. Right now, I'm just doing stuff on human benchmark to see how high my numbers can go. And I had a god run on the chimp test. It was crazy. Right now, I'm just doing number memory, which I'm not the best at, but just trying. There you go. 1140 38 1140 40 38 40 38. Oh, the tail? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got a tail. Yeah. God, the physics were so annoying to do on this thing. It's still not the best, but it works. Ah. Alright, got that one. 80, 80 676 4576. 80 676 4576. 80 676. Frick. So a few things. I have a top hat. I got a bow tie. I got, of course, the monocle. Um, I can look like a more regular Noomba. Um, Let me think. I have a toggle for the sad. No, wait, wait. I have this. Give me your money. Well, I think that's currently all the extra stuff. Yeah, yeah, that's the extra stuff I can do. Let me give me a second. Let me check. Let me check all the stuff I have. I think that's it, but let me check. Oh yeah, there's one more thing I can do. One more. Uh, Look at those eyes. You would trust those eyes, of course. What could they do to you? Yeah, those are currently the things that I can do. I was planning on working on maybe adding some more stuff, but I'm still very limited in what I can do. Well, you can see here my score. I had a god run the chim test where I was able to get all the way up to 20, which is very good. Verbal memory, I got all the way to 108, so I could remember 108 words. Visual memory, 14.5, and sequence 14. Very good numbers. For number memory, I'm very average at it. The percentiles here, I think, is to the average person, because here the average person can remember 7. So I'm very much on the average. So for number memory, I'm average. For typing, I'm very bad and very slow. For aim trainer, I don't think it's particularly fair because I'm on a laptop without a mouse, and reaction time, my laptop is not very fast. So I'm currently doing the ones where I feel like I can do well at, which are chimp, verbal, visual, and sequence. The number one I'm just doing just to do. Well, that's pretty much what I'm currently doing. Doing my best to work on these. Let me see sequence. I want to see if I can get it higher. Alright, bam. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Bang! Try again. I can do better. You just have to believe. uh, it kept going back on itself, and when that happened, it's so difficult to try to remember it. But I believe I can do better. I can do well. Well, I accidentally managed to move my OBS. It's fine. I can do it. Just believe. It may sound like a cat poster, but it's true. I don't know what happened. Let's just double. Do twice? Oh, bam, 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 bam. 1, 2, 1, 2. That was still good. That was good. Well, that. Oh, ooh, look at those. It's nice. Very nice numbers right there. Whew. See, noombas can be good at things. We can get all the way to the top 1% when it comes to the chimp test. Noombas can do good, alright? Noombas can remember. Oh god, that chimp test was just a freaking god run. I have no clue how I was able to get that high. That was crazy. I don't think I'll ever be able to get to that high. That was just so freaking good. It's crazy, man. Can't believe it. Let me just give an attempt at these three. It won't go well, but why not? So let's do first reaction, because my good old laptop's gonna be very fast. What's the average? Ooh, it's for the latency. frame rate. That's just currently all the different toggles I have. I don't really have much more. It's a very simple model. I was planning on working on adding something, but I'm very limited because I'm using the I'm very limited in what I can do because I'm using the free version of Live 2D. I was planning on adding something, probably stream it, but that's for a later date. But currently, what I've shown is all that I have. We'll probably be working on adding something, but I'm limited what I can do because I'm using the free version of Live 2D. But I can still add a few things. Just gotta, figure that out. I do still, if I cannibalize a few points, then I can add some things. But I'll have to work on those. Okay. What's my GPU? Ooh, an actual reaction time that's normal? Crazy. Eh, not very good, but not too bad considering the specific circumstances of a not too great laptop. Uh, Freaking ads. Hmm. Let's see. This is gonna be real slow. Who Sherlock Holmes always the woman I have seldom heard him mention her their other name in his eye. She eclipses and predominates the whole of her gender. It was not that he felt any emotion akin to love for Irene Adler. All emotions, and that one particularly were abhorrent to his cold, precise, but admirably balanced mind. He was, I take it, the most perfect listening and observing machine that the world has seen, but as a lover, he would have placed himself in a false position. Wow, look at that. What's the average? I'm like, ooh, let's save that. Let's see. Right around average to slightly below average. Hmm, actually better than I expected. Still not good, of course, but better than I expected. Hmm, still want. I feel like I can do better in sequence. Gotta grind that out a bit. Bam, 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 bam. Wow, so close. God, that just started breaking my mind by that point. It was like so much backtracking. It was so much. My mind was starting to crumble. My little blob mind can only comprehend so much backtracking before it starts to perish. By the way, it's still good, but I want better. I want another 15, I believe. That was weird. I don't know, man. I know I can do better. when the God, all that backtracking just breaks my mind. It's like works. It's like, oh, I get it, and then all of a sudden it just breaks after a point. It's like it does its best to remember. It's like okay, and it just breaks. Okay. Oh yeah, ask any questions. I'm all willing to answer. I'm currently just doing human benchmark. I've gotten some very high scores. I had a god run with the chimp test where I got all the way up to 20. It's crazy. But yeah, with all these, my memory is very inconsistent. It can get all the way to freaking 20 on a chimp test, or can't even remember 9 digits. I don't know. But I've just been, going at this, trying to get some good scores. hmm Currently, I'm trying to work on the sequence memory. I want to get all these to at least 90 percentile. So I need to work up that sequence memory a bit. But with these, it's kind of up to luck of how the sequence. Because if the sequence starts backtracking a lot, my mind crumbles. But if it's like a lot easier, where there's a lot less backtracking, it does a lot better. Well, ask any question, Mhm. Oh god, I can get it higher. Try again until I get a 15. I try. Mhm. What? What the? I did. I misclicked and accidentally clicked it again. That was such a good freaking sequence. Damn it. So close. Okay. How does juvenoia affect society today? What's juvenoia? I'm unsure as to what juvenoia is. Is that like paranoia of the youth? Um, oh, the phobia of juveniles. So I was correct. Okay, that is. Oh, the fear of something new. It probably, if anything, would like stop change, because people are like having an intrinsic feeling of like people dislike change because change is uncertainty and chaos and something that they don't know of. So it's better for things to stay the same, or at least people feel it's better for things to stay the same because they know how it works. So they probably fear anything different. So they fear change even if it's beneficial. So probably that could stop beneficial change because people don't know about it or don't know well enough about it, so they fear it. So it's probably what it would do. That's my guess, at least. Because there is no need to fear something new, but people do because they're unsure of it, because they don't know everything. So it's like the fear of the unknown. They don't know what it is, so they fear it because they think that it could harm them in some sort of manner. So it could stop innovation and change, even if it's beneficial. At least that's my 2 cents of it. Unusual question, but it really is one for the thought. Hmm. Time for the grind. Okay. Um. For how is anti-miscegenation in warring states affecting society today? And should sex be more or less taboo than religion in the perspective of humanity? Huh. These are very interesting questions. Do you have like a school assignment or something? This is what it feels like. It's like you have a school assignment and it's like, oh, they're asking about, the fear of new things. I don't know. Interesting questions. Hmm. Let me see. Should sex be more or less taboo than religion in the perspective of humanity? Are you talking about sex as like in intercourse or as in gender? Like anti miscegenation? Also, miscegenation is when people of perceived different races that's have like a kid. Hmm. The whole concept of like race and ethnicity is kind of just fake. It's made in a sense because what really distinguishes a white person, because it's normally like, I guess, like people of like, because it's not like genetic in a sense. Yeah, I know. I just looked it up. But the whole like concept of like race is arbitrary realistically, because you would say like a Spanish person is white, right? And a Swedish person is white. But and someone from Morocco, you would probably say is, you know, like African American or something. But the Spanish person has more genetically similarities with the Moroccan person than the Swedish. So race is really something arbitrary, but it's used to like classify people because that often help the elite of like, oh, these are our people, and because humanity likes to classify things, it likes to put things in boxes because it just likes that to like have like an us versus them because it makes you feel like, oh, you have a group, they support you, and you're fighting against something, gives motivation. So that's often why the groupings are made. So that's, I don't know. It goes a lot into things of that sort. Those are very highfalutin topics that me as a little Noomba, I just try my best to pay attention because it does affect things. Well, probably anti-miscegenation. Well, thanks for the follow. Well, anti-miscegenation probably is, in war instance, will probably help to keep the idea of war going on with like, oh, those people are different. We're fighting them. You can't be with them, and it doesn't allow a lot of cross culture of like, oh, getting to know each other, because oftentimes those people aren't that different. They just have some belief or one thing that is making them fight. But if they were to, like, with proper communication, it will probably get them to communicate and figure out a way to likely work together. So them not being allowed to interact probably keeps that war idea and doesn't let the communication happen. At least that's my 2 cents. I don't know. I'm just a little Noomba, just doing my best with memory, okay? But that's just me trying to interpret your questions. Interesting questions. Okay. Unexpected, but thanks, I guess. Uh, the growth of a British Empire is a very complex thing, because one big thing that affected the British Empire is that the fact it's an island nation, which made it so that while it was part of Europe, it didn't oftentimes feel connected. And while at the beginning it did have some territory in France, as the French nobles, I mean, the modern, like, sorry, I have to get my thoughts together. But generally, the British royal family started off as the first when Norman the Conqueror, who is a noble of, he was like the Duke of like Normandy, which is a province in France. He invaded the British Isles and took control, and that's when we get the first idea of like England, which would eventually become the British Empire. But he still held land in France. So while Britain was like England was not a nation, it was still considered like mainland because of those holdings. But eventually, through a lot of wars, they lost pretty much all of their French territory, which made it so that it was really kicked off to England, which made the British develop a large navy because it was important because they didn't have any direct control, and they were eventually able to conquer most of like the British Isles. They had Wales, they had Scotland, and they were like pacifying Ireland. So it didn't really leave them with many options since they weren't, of course, in Europe. But there was many places around the world that weren't filled with white people, which a lot of the reason why they did expand is not exactly racism, but let's say throughout like Africa, right? There was many people and many people, nations and tribes living there, but the British didn't really care about that because they weren't white people. Like when they went to like Australia, there was like, oh, there's the Aboriginal people, but it was unclaimed land. There was no one civilized because they didn't see the civilizations that those native people built. So they had a large navy because they weren't really in Europe, and they started moving around to like trade routes and things. Because a large reason for a lot of the movement was through trade, because they went through India for the spice trade and everything. They like a lot of the movement was done through different for of course economy. So they started moving around for economy and things, which really helped to bring the economy of the UK, and also a large reason where they were even able to take control of all the territory was they were very quick to industrialize. You know, they were the first country to have the industrial revolution, which allowed them superior technology to the native people, so that even though they were outnumbered, they were still able to take control. That's something. But I'm just trying my best to explain what I know of Britain because I don't know everything, man. In Rome invented a very rudimentary steam engine. Yeah, it was very rudimentary, but they still hadn't figured out a lot of the basic things. Let's say like steel. You cannot have an industrial revolution without steel. Steel is necessary. But Rome had iron, but they still didn't understand the concept of like elements in steel, which made it so that even if they were able to, it had steel, but it didn't have any like easy way. There was no like Bessemer process. They didn't have any way to mass produce steel as was invented during the times of like, you know. I'm not saying it didn't have steel. It had steel. It just didn't have any way to easily mass produce it, like through the Bessemer process. Like the Bessemer process revolutionized steelmaking because they were able to make so much of it. Hmm. I know there's like a few reasons as to why like Rome did industrialize. It had some of the base components, but there was still a lot of other things that was missing. Like I know like slavery, which was very prevalent throughout Rome, really holds down like an economy because it doesn't allow for change or anything, which and it doesn't allow for a lot of industrialization and stuff. And also stuff around like guilds because guilds keep information. They don't allow it to get it out. So like this concept like guilds and slavery, which were somewhat prevalent in like Roman Empire, would have kept the information from flowing, would have kept that all together, which made it so there wouldn't be a lot of innovation in anything. Which by the time Britain had industrialized, there were no guilds anymore. That was medieval, and they had outlawed slavery by that point, which really allowed them through their abundance of the British Isles had coal, they had iron, which allowed them to get steel, and they had steam engines, which really brought about industrialization and all that. It's a lot more complex. I'm just going off what I know, which is very limited. This is just my basic information. I I know history, but I don't know this kind of history. I'm just trying my best here, man. I'm just trying here. Uh, I just came to do a stream where I was just doing some memory. Haha. I'm not saying I don't appreciate the questions or the comments. It's just simply unexpected. History. I know a lot of like European like medieval history and like medieval to like around the time of the World Wars. That's a lot of history that I know of. I know some of like basic like American history since I am American, freedom, yeehaw, and all that. And I know some like basic like world history around that. I just know like very like basic history from a lot of different places. There isn't like one place where I'm specifically very good at. I'm very much a kind of jack of all trades kind of person. I also know geography very well. Like I could name like 20 capitals in Europe. Something you'll never need to know, but like did you know that the capital of Turkmenistan is Ashgabat? That's a stupid fact you'll never need to know. Why didn't the Byzantines use the Greek fire more and flamethrowers in the Crusades? Well, the thing around Greek fire is that a lot of the information around it was lost. I know some of that because Greek fire was incredibly powerful because being able to just burn a building like a ship on water is incredibly powerful. So it was very limited in who even knew that information because if it got out, then that would be disaster for the Byzantines. Yeah, yeah, it's very similar to like napalm stuff, but it's not like the concept and idea of napalm was very well known back in the day. So it was very limited on who even knew that information and very limited on who could even make it. And by the time of like, the Romans fell, the Byzantines were getting smaller, a lot of the information was lost. So even the Byzantines like knew of Greek fire and like we knew of even like now we knew of Greek fire. But it wasn't until very recently we figured out even how it was made and like what they did. And in their time, really that information was lost of like how to make Greek fire and how to produce it. So I'm guessing that's a large reason. Also that the Greek fire and flamethrowers. Hmm. Well, Greek fire is just navally, which most of the crusades really took place on land. Though the crusades are a whole ordeal. Yeah, we knew the ingredients, but yeah, we didn't know the ratio, which is very important. So that's likely a large reason why it wasn't used. Because while we knew, it's very, it can be very easy like figure out like what was used, but figuring out like how to do it and like the processes was likely what was most likely lost. No, I will get a good freaking one. Come on, freaking ads. Frick, I can do this. Oh yeah, it's often like very difficult to like at least with like culture like Western culture like people don't realize how early we had guns. Like the freaking it's like the Byzantines fell with cannons. I'm unsure of the specifics, but I know like guns were used with like the Spanish when they like conquered the Aztecs, they were using some very basic firearms. Like the Japanese, like the samurai had firearms and stuff. It just oftentimes they were very like rudimentary firearms. Yeah, yeah. Like the rudimentary firearms were around for like a very long time before, but because they were so like rudimentary that they were very difficult to use. They were large. They made a bunch of smoke, and they had some uses, but not often. But it wasn't until they really started like getting more advanced that they became everywhere. But the basis of at least like stuff like very basic firearms and cannons were like going on for a long time. Because like things like 1453 when the Byzantines fell, and when that happened, the Ottomans were using gigantic cannons. So definitely firearms were around even before then, or at least some like basic form like firearms or cannons. Misclicks. Okay. Right. What? I collect that correctly. Fr- We had revolvers since 1597, at least in Europe, where then they see very much use. Likely that just because something is made doesn't mean it's particularly effective, or that like I know like there was like a like Danish weapon of some sort that could like fire like 16 rounds in a minute, and it was like the 1700s it was created. But it was very expensive to make. It was very specialized, so not many people could make it. And then the cleaning of it, because a lot goes in to like arming an army. Like it isn't just like here have something, because with like firearms are very difficult to make by like a traditional blacksmith because they're a lot of complex shapes. So what can be made, it really takes more specialized. Because with a sword, oh, it's a flintlock, not a matchlock. Yeah, I think a lot of things are like production because while something can be made, doesn't mean they can be made very well or like I mean very quickly or like it can be like mass produced. My friends say it could be, but it would take years. Uh, what specifically you talk about there? Yeah, there's no like large with like medieval battles at least or like stuff around there. Yeah, the gun. Yeah, like arming an army was incredibly difficult and incredibly expensive, and like maintaining one as well, because every man needed some weapon. Like archers were a whole thing, because to get an archer, you can't just like get a man, give him a bow, give him a month of training, and say you're ready. No, archery takes a lifetime to learn. So, like arming your army with like archers, like you can't just start with that man. You have to start with like his father. Like arming an army with like archers is incredibly difficult and incredibly expensive because you needed to get people like the culture needed to be of archery. Like the man needed to on his break, on his off time, be art doing archery so then he could even know how to wield it because you cannot learn how to effectively use a bow in like a month or the bit of time that was allowed so that then they could train an army. A sword is simple enough, but very limited. It's just up close. But with I know like and I'm just speaking of stuff, but it takes a lot to be able to make an army. And with firearms, they didn't really start seeing much use until they could be mass produced or be in a large enough amount. Because at least with like early firearms, they were effective, but not really as much as like a bow. Like a bow had longer, more range. Uh, it was more accurate as well, and it was a lot quieter and like easier to hold and wield. But what effectiveness that a firearm had is really that just the other sheer factor of a large crack of thunder, and then just a wave of men are dead. And in battles, what really, at least in those times, won because battles like an army lost when it really only had like 10% of its men were gone. Because what really was effective was fear. Because if sorry, I'm just trying to get my words together. Hmm. Because what was really the most effective thing is getting the army to fear, like a rout. That was incredibly effective because you could just take people out. And realistically, by the time even like 20%, like that was enough to get an army to rout. And it was a lot easier to get that fear factor with like a firearm because a large puff of smoke, a loud sound of thunder, and that could really scare an army. And an army in fear, yeah, and getting an army in fear will get it to retreat, and that will cause victory. And guns were a lot more effective in causing that fear, but just them not being able to be as mass produced and not as effective made it so that it took a lot of transition until mass volleys could be made. Charles V was interested in guns, but switching from ring cannons to one long tube allowing for mortars was a big jump. Oh yeah, I know with like the Ottomans, the cannons that they used against the Byzantines were like two pieces, where they were like in one piece they would like put in the ball because it was like giant, and the other piece they would put on top of it, like in front of it, so they could have a barrel to shoot out of. But that's very ineffective because first you have to make sure it closes tightly, or not a lot of the energy will go out the sides and it won't go far. So you need to make it one tube, but that can be very, you know, it has to be made very well or not. That's a lot of enclosed energy. Yeah. So it needs to be one tube so that then all the energy can be transferred to the ball to that area. But that takes a lot of innovation to it to create that to a point that Newton's law, the energy has to go out the other end. So there need to be ways to mitigate that. And also there need to be ways to be able to like put the cartridge in there, which is why with like muskets there's like the ramrod, where they like primed it a bit, like put in the gunpowder, put in the musket ball, and had to ram it down because they didn't have access from the back at that point. Uh, yeah, firearm. The history of firearms is complex, and I know only like the basics of it. I'm a jack of all trades in regards to history. I know a little about a lot. But it's a whole ordeal of like gun, because I know like gunpowder has been around for like millennia. Like the Chinese were the first ones who had it. They had like long before realistically like the Europeans had it, but they didn't really do much with it. They made some like very basic things, but they hadn't really advanced much with gunpowder. They mostly used this like with like firecrackers and stuff. I know like one of the reasons they got created gunpowder was like to scare away ghosts. Like they would put it in like bamboo and like throw in a fire, and they thought it would scare away ghosts. I think that's from what I know. I'm just trying to pull out knowledge. What's your opinion on diving bells and large ships used as submarines? Uh, Diving bells? What do you mean specifically? Like large ships, like hmm, uh, uh, I don't know much around diving bells. Oh, diving bells like when they have people in them. Ah, well, I don't know much about diving bells. I guess they could have their uses. People may need to work on something underwater. I don't. I don't have much of an opinion on it because I don't really focus much on that. Eh. Two. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Oh. Oh, this is getting far. It's getting far. Oh. This is getting so far. That was still so good. Oh, look at that. 16. All of these 90th percentile. Ooh, that's some good stuff right there. Beautiful. Ugh, that was finally a set. Stats? Yeah, average user is not average person. So the average user gets around 10. All the way to 20. Wait. Oh no, that's I mean. That was still that was good. Verbal memory. Around the average is around 30. I got all the way to 108. Nice. Sequence. Uh, 14 or 15 to 19. The average is around a 10. Or, wait, an 8 or 9. Get these four are the ones I'm good at. These ones I'm not. I type very average. How much is a dozen? A baker's dozen? A score and a ring. I know that a dozen is 12. A baker's dozen is 13. But I'm unsure as to what a score and a ream are. I know like the dozen and baker's dozen. But I've not heard of a score or a ream. Okay. Yeah, I had heard of like ream of paper. It looks to be around 500. Which, now that I hear it's like ream of paper, it's like, oh yeah. Oh, a score is 20. Wait. Oh, like, oh yeah, like Abraham Lincoln's like 4 score and 7 years ago from when he did his Gettysburg Address. Oh yeah. What was the specific, like 4 score and 7 years ago? I'm on. I think that's what it is. 4 score and 7 years ago. Let me look. Gettysburg Address. Yeah, 4 score and 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation, or any nation so conceived and so dedicated, can long endure. We're met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who are here gave their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here have consecrated it for above our poor power to add or detract. The world will the world will little note no longer remember what we say here, but can never forget but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us living rather to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus so far nobly who have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation, under God, shall have new birth of freedom, and that the government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. Only time I use Only time I only use these base 12 names and fractions to freak the fuck out of the teacher. Yeah, I get it. It's always so nice, like, be able to, like, mess up a teacher, correct them. Be like, ha ha, I know this. And just, like, get them to trip up. It can be so fun. You see this model here? You know, this little thing? Ah. I actually made this. I'm not an artist, so it doesn't look particularly well, but I did, like, fully make this. Ah. It can do a few little things. That heel. It can be quite sophisticated. Mhm. It can be very cool. It can even take your money. The teacher, because she had to re-edit the test 5 times, got ate out by the headmaster. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ah, the school system. Ugh. I think I've done pretty well here. Considering everything, those are pretty good numbers. These, not so much, but you know, the average user. But the average user is, mm, the average user is definitely higher, because, I would guess. Yeah, you better be careful. I'm I'm prepared. Stay strapped to get clapped. I'm ready. Don't you dare mess with me. When you use 24-hour time, hmm? There likely is a bit of delay. So, and then use clock time. What? Yeah. Have you ever done the human benchmark? This thing right here. So imagine if I said my time is quarter to 23 hours. I know that's like how the Brits say it. Those darn Brits. A quarter to 23 would be 10:45. I'm pretty sure I got that conversion correct. I got ads. Yeah. I won't be doing like aim trainer because I'm doing this. Hey, I'm just always kind of the person to. I can never be 100% sure. Anything could happen. I always, you always have to be safe. Okay. You can't always be like, I know something. Sometimes, it's always good to ask and to make sure things are correct. Okay. You know, Yeah, I'm doing this on a laptop, so the aim trainer won't go well, but I'll do it. It confuses all the Gen Alpha kids. They think I talk riddles. Yeah, they definitely won't understand the quarter to 23 hours. With some bad times. Would you say you're smarter than a chimpanzee? Hmm. Freaking advertisements. What has the internet come to? It says new, but this stuff has been around for a very long time. It is most definitely not new. But human benchmark. Humanbenchmark.com. Yeah, that's most definitely not new. Some lies. Permalink? Yeah. You know, I think I've pretty much proved my point of the cognitive abilities of the noombas. So I think I'm gonna start streaming. Great having you here. Great having people to talk to, And I've kind of flexed my skills with memory, or at least some of them, because having a 20 on the chin test is insane. That was an absolute god run I had with that one. It was crazy, man. But great having you here, and I will be going. So